Hi, this is Winnie Anderson. I'm here with Georgianne Muchnock. She's the president of Opticom Consulting Firm. And we've been talking about telecommunications and how confusing, overwhelming, and frustrating the whole thing can be. So, Georgianne, we're talking about how businesses are growing, which is fantastic, and how communication needs are growing. And that only leads to more equipment, more packages, more of everything. So you've got a company who has salespeople that are out in the field. Maybe they're going to trade shows, they're meeting with clients, they've got their cell phone, their tablet, these little doodads that I can actually take credit cards or whatever, you know, right through my cell phone. So we've got this great technology that's allowed us to, as you put it, expand our geographic footprint, right, with our network. But holy cow, then I've got the finance guy or the purchasing guy who's looking at this bill going, yikes. So what all should I be thinking about? I need this equipment. My business is growing, which is great, but I also need to cut costs and manage that stuff. So what can somebody do?
Well, one of the first things that you need to do is you need to take a look at the usage patterns. Let's say, for instance, your company is a landscaping business, and your geographic footprint is, has increased substantially, which is wonderful. But you're also the type of business that's very secular. So you need to take a look at the usage, voice usage, text usage, picture usage. If you're an architecture firm and you need to take pictures of the building or the room that you've been hired to redo, and that needs to be sent back to the team back at the home office, you've got heavy picture usage, video usage. So you need to take a look at the usage to start with. Then you need to take a look at how many devices does one person have, and do they need to have it? You're right, you do need the phone to talk on, the data package in order to email. You may need a broadband air card. They possibly have a laptop or even an iPad. There's so much technology out there these days that you actually can decrease the number of devices you have, because more and more the one device, say your iPhone or your Samsung Galaxy, can do so much more. So maybe you don't need the air card. So you need to look at how the devices are being used, and then go back to the bill and say, okay, well, how can we adjust these plans? Is my bill increasing because I'm going well over the data plans that I'm on? And the mobile providers are constantly changing. Once one changes the plan, they all follow suit. So there's other plans that are out there that maybe fit your business better because of the way you're using your cell phones or the data. And then you need to take a look at how many people actually have the authorization to add devices. Do you have control over that? Are your sales, is your sales force able to walk into a wireless store and say, hey, my phone's not working, I need a new one? If they're able to do that, you may have devices on your bill that you did not authorize. Do you have employees that have left your employment and they took their phones with them, or they took their devices with them, or they handed them in, hopefully, but they're still active? Right. So there's so many aspects that you really need to take a look at. To me, one of the most important things is look at the number of devices you have. How are they being used? Are they being used for the purpose that you purchased them for? What kind of usage? What's causing that bill to go out? Do you have downloading going on? You can go on the web from any device. Do you have people who really don't need to be going on the web? They shouldn't be going on the web. So you can block different features. Okay. Really get control about the equipment that you have, who's using the equipment, the plans that you're on, the usage that you're using, and the number of people who are actually authorized to make changes, add equipment to your cell phone account.
Okay, so it sounds like this is a lot bigger than just a finance issue.
Yes.
This is a human resources issue, it's a departmental, a technology issue, right. It's an operations issue. Yes. You need, somebody's got to be able to come in here and kind of navigate this, I guess, and field all this information, because of course everybody thinks, oh, I need this, and you need somebody who can make sense of all of this for you.
Right.
and then help you make these decisions about what you really do need to manage your costs.
Correct.
Okay, that's great. And that's, I guess, where that independent telecom consultant comes in, who can really, is impartial, and understands the lingo, the confusing lingo, and really help you make sense of all this.
Correct.
Okay.
And with cell phones, especially with your mobile network, it really is a moving target. It really is. So you need to have someone who has the expertise, as you said, to review everything, but who's going to watch it for you, who's going to monitor it for you, because the usage just can fluctuate so much. Even in companies that, you know, the business is pretty steady throughout the year. You know, if people are traveling, if they're going international, you know, the cost, the expense, if the phone actually even works wherever they're going. You know, you don't want somebody getting overseas and then saying, my phone doesn't work. And then you go through the expense of maybe purchasing a very expensive device overseas. So you really need someone who's going to be monitoring the account for you.
Yeah, and we were talking, even before we started really talking, what's the best use of your time, and is this not only, can you understand this, but is it really the best use of your time?
Correct.
That's great. Thanks.
You're welcome. Again,
Again, this is Winnie Anderson. I've been with Georgianne Muchnock. She's the president of Opticom Consulting, and we've been talking about how to make sense out of all this telecommunications stuff that's going on. So if you find it confusing, frustrating, and overwhelming too, you want to make sure you go to telecomdemystified.com and get the video series that's available for you there. Thanks very much for joining us.